Welcome to Biography with Plutarch, where we embark on a fascinating journey through the lives of remarkable individuals to uncover the essence of their character and the timeless lessons they impart. Today, we step into the captivating world of Jane Austen, one of the most beloved and enduring authors in English literature, whose works continue to enchant readers with their insightful portrayals of human nature, nuanced exploration of societal norms, and masterful storytelling. As we delve into the life of Jane Austen, let us begin at the beginning, her birth on a chilly winter's day, December 16, 1775, in Steventon, Hampshire, England. The seventh of 8 children to Reverend George Austen and Cassandra Austen, Jane's early life was marked by a loving family, modest means, and a strong emphasis on education and personal development. Her father, a clergyman of the Church of England, played a significant role in shaping her intellectual curiosity and fostering a love for literature that would become the hallmark of her remarkable career. Growing up in the picturesque countryside of southern England, young Jane was surrounded by rolling hills, lush forests, and the gentle rhythms of rural life. The Austen family's residence, a modest rectory adjacent to the parish church, was a hub of activity, with visitors, relatives, and friends frequently gathering for lively discussions, music, and games. The warm and inviting atmosphere of the rectory, filled with the scent of wood smoke and baking bread, nurtured Jane's creativity, encouraged her imagination, and instilled in her a deep appreciation for the beauty of nature and the importance of human relationships. As a child, Jane was particularly close to her sister Cassandra, who would later become her confidant and closest friend. The sisters shared a cozy bedroom adorned with hand-painted furniture and colorful tapestries, where they spent countless hours reading, writing, and engaging in lively conversations. They were inseparable companions, often putting on amateur theatrical performances for their family's entertainment, using the rectory's garden as a makeshift stage. These early experiences not only honed Jane's writing skills, but also taught her the value of collaboration, mutual support, and the power of storytelling to bring people together. The Austen household was also marked by a strong emphasis on learning and intellectual pursuits. Reverend Austen, a scholar in his own right, maintained an extensive library, which Jane and her siblings were encouraged to explore. The family's literary tastes ranged from classical works like Homer and Virgil to contemporary novels by authors like Anne Radcliffe, Frances Burney, and Henry Fielding. This exposure would later influence Jane's writing, as she drew upon the works of these authors to craft her own unique narrative voice, one that blended wit, irony, and social commentary. As Jane grew older, her family's social circle expanded, introducing her to a diverse array of characters, from local gentry like the wealthy and influential Knight family to visiting intellectuals like the Reverend George Lefroy. These interactions broadened her understanding of the world beyond Steventon, sparking her interest in the complexities of human nature and the social conventions that governed everyday life. She witnessed firsthand the strict social hierarchies of the time, where women's roles were limited and their choices often dictated by family and societal expectations. The Austen family's modest means also instilled in Jane a keen awareness of the economic realities faced by women during this period, particularly the limited options available to those without independent wealth or connections. She saw how her mother, Cassandra, managed the household on a tight budget, making do with limited resources and relying on the charity of relatives and friends. This experience would later inform her writing, as she explored themes of financial insecurity, social class, and the precarious lives of women in novels like Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice. In these formative years, we see the seeds of Jane Austen's remarkable talent taking root, a talent that would eventually blossom into some of the most iconic works of English literature. The gentle Hampshire landscape, with its rolling hills and verdant forests, provided a serene backdrop for Jane's childhood, while the loving support of her family and the rich cultural heritage of her time contributed to the development of a young woman with a keen eye for observation, a sharp wit, and a profound understanding of the human heart. As Jane Austen entered her late teens, a period of significant growth and self-discovery, her writing began to take on a more serious tone, reflecting her growing maturity and observational skills. The year was 1793, and the English countryside, with its rolling hills and quaint villages, was alive with the sounds of laughter, music, and lively debates. It was against this backdrop that Austen penned Lady Susan, a novella that showcased her ability to craft complex characters and witty dialogue, laying the foundation for her future literary successes. Although it wouldn't be published until after her death, this early work demonstrated Austen's nascent talent for exploring the social conventions and moral ambiguities of her time, offering a glimpse into the inner workings of her keen mind. As she sat at her desk, quill in hand, Austen's thoughts turned to the societal norms that governed the lives of women, the limitations placed upon them, and the subtle yet pervasive pressures that shaped their choices. Her characters began to take shape, each one a nuanced reflection of the world around her. Lady Susan, with her cunning and manipulative nature, was a masterful creation, embodying the darker aspects of human relationships. Through this character, Austen probed the intricacies of female friendship, the dangers of unchecked ambition, and the devastating consequences of unrequited love. The following year, Jane began working on Eleanor and Marianne, an early version of what would eventually become Sense and Sensibility. This novel, with its nuanced portrayal of two sisters navigating love, heartbreak, and financial insecurity, would later become a hallmark of Austen's oeuvre. As she wrote, the manuscript underwent significant revisions, reflecting her growing understanding of human emotions and her capacity to balance humor with pathos. The initial drafts already revealed Austen's deep empathy for her characters, her ability to capture the subtleties of their inner lives, and her willingness to confront the harsh realities of life. In 1795, Jane met Tom Lefroy, a young Irishman who was visiting relatives in the area. Their brief romance, though ultimately unrequited, left a lasting impression on Austen, one that would influence her portrayal of romantic relationships in future works. As she confided to her sister Cassandra, "I am almost afraid to tell you how my Irish friend and I behaved. I was very much flattered by his attention." This experience likely shaped her understanding of the fragile boundaries between reason and emotion, the alluring yet treacherous terrain of the human heart. The years that followed were marked by significant personal and literary developments. In 1796, Austen began working on First Impressions, an early draft of Pride and Prejudice. This manuscript, with its iconic characters Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy, would undergo substantial revisions before its publication in 1813. As Austen refined her craft, she continued to draw upon her observations of the social world around her, populating her novels with a cast of characters that were at once recognizable and relatable. In 1801, Jane's father, George Austen, retired from his position as rector, and the family relocated to Bath, a city known for its vibrant cultural scene and rigid social hierarchies. This move exposed Austen to new experiences and influences, which she would later incorporate into her writing. As she navigated the complexities of urban life, Austen began to develop a more nuanced understanding of the class structures and social conventions that governed English society. The city's grand architecture, its bustling streets, and its intricate web of relationships all found their way into her novels, adding depth and richness to her portrayals of life. The next few years were marked by significant literary productivity, as Austen continued to refine her craft and explore new themes. In 1803, she sold Susan, later published as Northanger Abbey, to a publisher, although it wouldn't be released until after her death. This novel, with its playful satire of Gothic fiction and social commentary on the limitations placed on women, demonstrated Austen's growing confidence as a writer and her willingness to challenge conventional norms. As Jane Austen entered her late 20s, she had established herself as a talented and dedicated writer, with a keen eye for observation and a deep understanding of human nature. Her novels, though not yet widely recognized, were beginning to take shape, reflecting her unique perspective on the world and her remarkable ability to craft compelling stories that would endure for generations to come. With each new manuscript, Austen continued to hone her craft, exploring the intricacies of relationships, the complexities of social class, and the enduring power of love and imagination. As Jane Austen entered her 30s, a decade marked by both personal turmoil and literary triumph, she continued to write with unwavering dedication, fueled by an unrelenting passion for storytelling. The year 1809 brought significant change to her life, as she bid farewell to the bustling streets of Southampton and relocated to Chawton, a quaint village nestled in the rolling hills of Hampshire. It was here, in a charming cottage provided by her brother Edward, that Austen would find solace and inspiration, surrounded by the gentle rhythms of rural life and the loving company of her mother and sister. The cottage, with its whitewashed walls and lush gardens, became a sanctuary for Austen, a place where she could escape the trials of her past and focus on her craft. As she settled into her new surroundings, she began to revise and complete several of her earlier manuscripts, including Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice. The latter, published in 1813, would go on to become one of her most beloved works. Renowned for its witty dialogue, nuanced exploration of relationships, and the enduring charm of its protagonist, Elizabeth Bennet. As Austen's pen danced across the page, bringing to life the intricate social hierarchies and romantic entanglements of 19th-century England, she was, in effect, crafting a timeless commentary on the human experience. The years that followed were marked by significant literary success, as Austen's novels gained popularity and critical acclaim. In 1814, she published Mansfield Park, a thought-provoking exploration of morality, class, and personal growth, which delved into the complexities of the human condition with unflinching honesty. This was followed by Emma, in 1816, a novel that showcased her mastery of characterization and social commentary as she skillfully wove together the lives of a diverse cast of characters, each navigating their own struggles and aspirations. As her reputation grew, so did her circle of acquaintances, including prominent literary figures of the time, such as Madame de Staël and Sir Walter Scott, who would come to admire and celebrate her unique talent. Despite her growing success, Austen's health began to decline in the early 1820s, a development that would cast a shadow over her final years. She suffered from a mysterious illness, which has been variously attributed to arthritis, Addison's disease, or lymphoma, leaving her frail and often bedridden. As her condition worsened, she continued to write, producing Persuasion and Sanditon, though the latter remained unfinished at the time of her death, a poignant reminder of the transience of life and the enduring power of art. Through her writing, Austen was able to transcend her physical limitations, creating works that would outlive her and continue to captivate readers for generations to come. On July 18, 1817, Jane Austen passed away at the age of 41 in Winchester, where she had been taken for medical treatment. Her death was a tragic loss, not only for her family, but also for the literary world, which had barely begun to appreciate her unique talent. As her brother Henry Austen wrote in a biographical notice published after her death, she was a woman of genius and one who has left behind her a legacy of wit, wisdom, and insight into the human heart. These words would prove prophetic, as Austen's works would go on to become beloved classics, cherished for their sharp observations, nuanced characterization, and enduring insights into the human experience. Today, Jane Austen is remembered as one of the greatest English novelists of all time, celebrated for her profound understanding of the human condition. Her works continue to captivate readers worldwide, offering a timeless commentary on love, class, and social relationships. As the renowned author and critic George Henry Lewes once observed, her novels are perfect as pieces of art. They have the finish, the completeness, the satisfying wholeness of a work of art. This assessment is echoed by readers and scholars alike, who continue to marvel at Austen's mastery of language, her innovative use of narrative techniques, and her unwavering commitment to exploring the complexities of human nature. Despite facing numerous challenges and setbacks, she remained committed to her craft, producing works that continue to inspire, delight, and provoke us to this day. Her writing has had a profound impact on our understanding of ourselves and the world around us, offering a nuanced exploration of the human condition in all its complexity. Through her characters, we see ourselves, our own struggles and aspirations, and the enduring power of love, friendship, and resilience. That's all for today's biography with Plutarch. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that understanding the lives of remarkable individuals helps us better understand ourselves.